What's up guys, my name's Alex, and in today's video I want to talk to you about candlestick charts, why they're so important, why they're so common, how to read them and actually use them and apply them to your style of trading. So without wasting any time, let's go ahead and jump into my computer and talk about that. Okay guys, we're over here on the chart for NASDAQ today, so we're just watching the overall market, and I just want to make this video short and sweet and get to the point, because candlesticks are a very important concept to understand with trading, and they can seem very confusing and seem like a lot at first, but they're really not. It's a basic concept, and it's actually the foundation of your trading, so let's get into this. So let's zoom into NASDAQ and look a lot closer, and as you can see, these candlesticks right here are consisted of red candles as well as green candles, and I'll explain the difference between these two right now. So let's start with this green candle over here. This bottom point of the green candle is where the price actually opened. So it opened down here, let's take a look, and say around 11,922 and 41 cents. So that's around the range where this candlestick opened. And as you can see right here, it ended up here since it was green. So it actually started down here, ended up here, which makes the candlestick green. Looking over to the next candlestick, you can see this is red. Up here is where this candle ended, so this candle started right here. And during this little trading session, each candle represents 1 minute, because we're looking at the 1 minute chart. So during this trading session, during this minute, the price started here and actually sold off to down here. But if we look at some candles, they have bigger wicks than other candles, and I'll show you what that means right now. So looking at these candles right here, you can see the lines that go outside of these candles. They're called the wicks. Now they're bigger on some than others, and I'll show you why. So right here on this specific candlestick is, you can see the price started up here and ended down here, but what this wick means, this is the actual high of this trading session. So during this 1 minute, this candlestick was green. It rose to a range about right here, but then continued to sell off and ended down here. This candlestick started down here where this one ended, rose up to there, had highs right here, lows right here, and ended right about here. So all the wicks mean on the candlesticks are the higher wicks means the highs of that trading session, and the lower wicks means the lows of that trading session. The actual box itself means the actual starting price and ending price of that 1 minute. Now looking over here on the 5 minute time frame, these candlesticks will each represent 5 minutes of each trading session. So right here, the price started up here, hit lows right here, went up a little bit, and closed right here during this 5 minute period. Now looking at NASDAQ, there's always a ton of volume. It's always being traded. It's a very liquid stock. So these candles typically look like this. They can consolidate, they can sell off, or they can go in an uptrend. It really doesn't matter. But let's look at some flatlined candles, and I'll explain to you guys what those mean. Okay, so I'm over here in the chart for SQQQ, and that is the inverse of NASDAQ. So when NASDAQ sells off, this happens to go up. So as you can see right here, I actually took a solid trade on it this morning and made some good money from that red flag right there. It was actually a swing trade that I was taking because I really did expect the market to sell off with all the highs that it's been hitting, but that's besides the point. Let's look at some of these flatline candles. So let's go back to the 1 minute chart, and all of this time frame right here represents extended market hours. So this is the regular trading session. It opened up at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, and that is when I traded this stock. But if you look right here, these are the after hours after the trading session yesterday. So this is after 4 o'clock when the market closed, and it continued trading until 8 o'clock. As you can see, some of these candlesticks are actually flat and did not move. What that means is there's no volume really being traded on this stock. There's no buyers, there's no sellers. There's really nothing driving the price of the stock up and down. So it's starting and ending and closing at the same exact price throughout all of these candlesticks. And as you can see, sometimes the algorithm can move around your trading a bit, and it doesn't need people to buy in at these points. But sometimes people are also buying in at extended hours as well. So really these flatline candles you want to stay away from. They just mean there's no volume there. It's not being traded, and it's not a good time to enter or exit a position. So there's really, there's no high and lows on these. It's just the same price throughout that entire minute. It's not actually moving. Okay, so before we actually end this video, I do want to go over one more thing with candlesticks, and that is a gap up or a gap down. So as you can see right here on this last candlestick that had that last closing price right there, it does not matter if it was red or green, but if you look at this first candlestick when it actually opened this morning, it gapped up. So there's that giant gap between the last candlestick and this new one now. Generally what happens is you will see it fill in the gap where the price goes back down to the last price and just fills in that overall gap that was missing from the charting, and then usually, it'll sell off or go up from there. It all depends on your trading strategies, the stock, the news, or whatever's going on in the day. But that's just an important concept I wanted to touch with you guys. I'll make an entire video about that in the future because gap up and gap downs are very important in trading. Okay, by now I hope you guys have a full understanding of what candlestick charts are and actually how to read them. So if you got anything out of this video, go ahead and drop a like to help me out and subscribe as there's plenty more to follow. I have 2 trading resources linked in the description below. You're welcome to join our free trading group as well as check out our Instagram page for tons of useful content and resources on there. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.